I don't think I've ever met someone who hasn't gone through something heavy in their life. Pain, confusion, heartbreak, loss. Those seasons that hit so deep, you don't even have the words for it, only silence. And that hollow ache inside that says, I don't know how to keep going. And yet somehow we do. But the question I kept asking myself was, how do we truly move through hard times? Not just survive them, but understand them, use them, grow through them. That's when I found Sadhguru's teachings, and something he said shifted everything for me. He said, pain is inevitable. Suffering is your choice. At first, I didn't like that. It sounded harsh. Because when life hurts, the last thing I want to hear is that it's somehow on me. But I sat with it. And slowly, I started to understand. We all go through pain. It's part of life. But suffering is what happens when we resist the pain, when we label it as wrong, when we fight it, fear it, avoid it. Pain is a signal, suffering is a story, and in that story, we stay stuck. What Sadhguru teaches, and what many Indian masters have said for centuries, is that life is not meant to be comfortable. It's meant to be conscious. And sometimes, the only way we wake up is when everything around us falls apart. Because in those moments, when the world stops making sense, we're forced to turn inward. And that's where the real journey begins. When I went through one of the hardest seasons of my life, I stopped trying to get over it. I stopped trying to fix everything. Instead, I just sat in silence, in discomfort, in stillness. And it was in that stillness that the pain started to speak. Not in words, but in feeling, in awareness, in truth. It told me what I've been avoiding, what I was still holding on to, what parts of me needed to die, so something new could live. Sadhguru often says, when things don't go your way, that's when your inner work begins. And he's right. Because when life is smooth, we rarely look inside. But when things fall apart, we finally ask the deeper questions. Not just, why is this happening? But, who am I in this? What am I here to learn? What is life trying to show me? And maybe, just maybe, that's the real purpose of hard times. Not to punish us, but to strip away the illusions, to shake us awake, to make space for something deeper. I'm not saying pain is easy. It's not. There are days where you won't feel strong. There are nights where your thoughts will feel heavier than your body. There are moments where you'll want to disappear, but those moments are sacred because they're raw and real and honest. And in a world full of distractions, that kind of honesty is rare. The truth is, pain reveals you. It shows you where your attachments live. It shows you what you've been avoiding. It shows you how deeply you've built your identity around things that were never meant to last. And when those things break, you get to ask yourself, who am I without them? That question, that uncomfortable, honest question, is the beginning of transformation. Because pain is not the enemy, avoidance is. As Sadhguru says, whatever the nature of your life situation, it's not about what's happening outside. It's about how you respond within. And I realized I had a choice not to control life, but to choose how I would meet it, how I would sit with the pain, how I would hold space for it, how I would breathe through it, instead of numbing it away. And little by little, I started to shift. The pain didn't disappear overnight, but my relationship with it changed. I stopped asking, why me? And I started asking, what now? That small shift from resistance to curiosity opened something inside me. I started journaling differently, sitting with my emotions longer, allowing silence to speak louder than noise. And in that space, something unexpected happened. Gratitude. Gratitude not for the pain itself, but for what it revealed, for the strength I didn't know I had, for the clarity I gained, for the depth it carved into me. Because sometimes you need to be broken open to discover what's real inside you. Hard times aren't a detour from your path. They're part of it. They are the fire that burns away what no longer serves, the mirror that shows you what you're truly made of. And when you go through it consciously, you don't just survive, you expand, you evolve. You remember that pain is not personal, it's universal, and that you're not alone, you're awakening. So if you're in that space right now, that deep, quiet space where nothing makes sense, where everything hurts, I just want to say this: it won't last forever. And you don't have to rush to fix it. Just breathe. Just stay present. Just trust that this season is shaping you into something deeper than before. Because you are not breaking down. You are breaking through. And on the other side of this, you will rise with new eyes, new strength, new softness, new wisdom. Sadhguru says, the most beautiful moments in life are moments when you are expressing your joy, not when you are seeking it. Let this pain purify you, so you can return to that joy, not as a searcher, but as the source. Namaste.